Hello again, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Campbell Football. With head coach Mike Minner, I'm Chris Ameyer, and as always, we're powered by our friends at Dunn Benson Ford. Coach, your team goes on the road for the first time this season, takes on an FCS scholarship program in Presbyterian. It was just a 10-point loss for you guys, your first loss of the season, but turnovers, really the difference in a game that you led early.
You know what, turnovers is always a difference in games, and you cannot go on the road. You're playing a bigger, better team than you, and in order to upset someone, you have to play clean football all the way around. I thought we did a good job in that as far as penalties and all that good stuff. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot as far as that is concerned, but when you turn the football over, it really changes the game. And I think the block extra point is really what got them going and got them back into it. They was kind of shocked, kind of knocked them off their center there with our first touchdown. So, going forward, we got to protect the football. The first 2 weeks, we got away with it. And we didn't get away with it last week. But going into conference play, we just got to protect the football. We can play great defense. We can move the ball on anybody because that was a great defense that we was playing, one of the top 10 defenses in FCS. And so all we have to do is protect the ball. Now, that's easier said than done when you're playing against a great flying around defense that they were. They forced a lot of those turnovers. It ain't like we just gave it to them, but again, we got to be smarter.
You talked about a lot of good things your team did, specifically moving the ball against one of the best defenses you'll probably face all year. Deshaun Jones, once again, 89 yards rushing. The offensive line paved the way, but you really showed that you can run on a scholarship program.
Absolutely. This offensive line has really been doing a great job of opening holes and really moving people out the way, and that's what it's about. And I think that Deshaun Jones is just continuing to understand how to run the football, be patient, pick the holes when there's nothing there. Put your head down and try to get some yards. And he had a lot of tough yards in that football game, and it wasn't easy to tackle him, as you can see, as he was continuing to break tackles. Now, we got to do better at converting third downs. I think we was 1 for 12 in the game. That's not going to get it done. And so we got to put ourselves in better opportunities on third down in order to continue to have these drives go forward. And with all that said and done, you won 12 and you still put up 13 points, against a great defense. That's pretty good.
A couple of highlight reel scores. Cam Bryant with some great throws again. Tell us about the 53-yard hookup with Jared Joyner to start the game.
Well, we just felt like our running back could beat their linebacker. That's all it was. And we matched up 21 against their linebacker, and he made the play and was out, able to outrun everybody else to the end zone. And so that's really what it was, just picking on the middle of their defense. And Joyner came up with a great catch and great run after that, and Cam found his guy. And so, but that defense, man, they was flying around. They was all over the place, and so you had to pick your shots, try to take some shots at them, and hopefully just move the ball as slowly as you can, and make some big plays when you had the opportunity.
Ricky Brown, speaking of great catches, he made an acrobatic catch in the end zone. It pulled you guys within 10 midway through the fourth quarter. What a throw, what a catch.
Again, something happened right before that, right? So we get Fleming wide open down the middle of the field. Penalty, they bring it back. We don't panic. We just go right back to the air, and one-on-one, we saw it and looked right at Ricky, and Ricky made a great catch. DB fouling him, and he got a penalty on the play, the defensive back, and he still caught the ball. That shows you really how we compete for everything. And so I was really proud of that fact. And then I was proud of my defense of giving us an opportunity after that. We had 2 or 3 opportunities from an offensive standpoint to get in our 5-minute drill. We down 2 scores. We got to score 2 in 5 minutes, and we could never get it done. I think that sack on that third down really hurt us in that last opportunity that we had. But again, their defense was good, and if you backed up like that against them, they're gonna make some great plays.
Coach, speaking of your defense, if you look closer into the box score, number one against a scholarship program, you give up 23 points. That's a pretty good day. But 2 of the 3 touchdowns for Presbyterian were set up by Campbell turnovers where the field switched and Presbyterian got to start those scoring drives inside your 10. So really, you take those away, your defense just allowed 1 touchdown.
Absolutely. They was flying around. Them boys was really jacked up, ready to play. And we know we got one of the best defenses in FCS too. And I think everybody got to see that. And so they had one drive that really went down the field that we wish we can have back. It was a couple third downs there that you know, we have a different call or you know, a different guy in the right position. He'll knock that ball down and so they did a good job of kind of getting things going. But the defense was stopping them every single time that they had a turnover or you know, somewhere they had a big play. Most of the time when the offense have a big play, they're going to score a touchdown. They didn't, and you know, it's credit to the defense. This defense is just getting better and better each week, and I look forward to continue to see them grow as a unit.
Of course, defense so important to you, Coach. Of course, back-to-back national championships, you on the defense at the University of Nebraska. Something there called the Blackshirts. It was a tradition at Nebraska, and you brought that tradition here to Campbell.
Absolutely. I mean, it's part of my heart. It's part of my tradition. It's part of my heritage, and everywhere I go, as far as a head coach, I'm going to bring it with me. And we brought it here to Campbell, and man, look out, because it's going to continue to grow and continue to grow here on campus.
Here's more about Campbell's Blackshirts.
At Campbell practice, Blackshirts are awarded to the key defensive players who exemplify what the coaches demand. They bring out great pride for those that wear them.
You're the baddest of the bad, so you're the bad boys when you got that black shirt on.
It's just a sense of ownership, you know what I'm saying? It's something that you earned. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like basically having a new car.
The tradition dates back to the early 1960s when Nebraska dominated as one of the best defenses in the nation. Fast forward to Coach Tom Osborne, who spent years mentoring Mike Minner, and that Nebraska mentality has come here to Campbell.
And then all of a sudden they asked, Coach, well, why are we doing black shirts? Well, let me tell you why, right? After the conversation, they said, yes, I want one, right? So the guys are starting to understand really what the black shirts mean. It is a pride thing, man. When you put that thing on, you destroying everybody in sight, and that's what it's about.
It's what all the defense wants to do. We all want to have black shirts on, so that's what we're all striving for all through camp and all spring, and that's what we're out here for.
Earning that black shirt is a big honor, but keeping it and playing to those standards is something players work for every day in practice.
It means you got to be a role model to these younger guys and to the people who are behind you. So, I mean, we just try to bring a certain intensity, certain focus every day in practice, and hopefully we do that, and we give these younger guys a good example.
Everybody's out fighting to get one. I mean, it's not like you get one and it's automatic that you're keeping it for the rest of the season. So it's always up for grabs, and people are always fighting for it. So it keeps us all humble and fighting for our spot.
But it's just all about responding and showing up every single day. So that's how we lead, and I think that the black shirts really, they set the tempo for the offense and defense.
Now in the second year with the program, the Blackshirts are picking up steam, much like this Campbell defense, which has been stifling in each of the first 2 weeks of the season.
I feel like these are the best memories of our life right now, so definitely when you got passed it on, you're going to think about it, and it'll always be in your head, that memory when you had the black shirt when you was out here with this team.
I look at it as a black shirt family regardless of where it's at, right? And when you get out on the field, I'm already connected to you because I'm an alumni of that black shirt, so I'm connected to you. I understand what you're going through. Of course I want you to dominate.
Coach, your team finishes the non-conference schedule 2-1 overall. Of course, a 2-0 start, the best start in modern program history, but now is when it really matters. Your first test, a tough one on the road at Indianapolis, a noon start this Saturday against a Butler team that's one of the traditional powers in this conference.
Look, we couldn't have started it no harder than what we started it. But I think our conference is very, very good now. Everybody then got better across the board. So it's going to be a tough road, these 8 games, to see who's going to win the conference championship. And starting out with Butler, these guys just don't make mistakes, especially at home. They play behind their crowd. It's going to be homecoming for them. And we just got to come business-minded and try to take care of business and don't give them anything. Again, you got to play clean football. If we can do that, I think we'll be fine. But these guys are sharp, man. The quarterback is back that they lost last year against us, and they can run the football and do a great job of play action passes, getting the ball down the field. So we got to be really aware of that. And the offensive line, they like one hand, man. They move together, they block everybody at the same time, and really do a good job with their offense. And so our defense got to be disciplined, alignment, assignment, technique the whole time. When you look at their defense, I think we have to, because they're going to be in the right spot. They're not going to be out of position. We're going to have to make plays on them. It's not going to be a deal where they're going to bust a coverage or bust an assignment and let somebody be running free just because somebody messed up. We're going to have to beat them, like get there and beat a man one-on-one and make a play there. That's how we're going to have to move the football against these guys. And then special teams, we have to win the special teams battle. So they are well coached, as you know. That's why they won the powerhouse year in and year out. They do a great job of really just getting these guys going every single week. And they coming off a big win last week and flying high right now. So, us as a football team, again, we got to go there with one thing in mind: alignment, assignment, technique.
Butler winning the conference 2 years ago, and this is how it starts for Campbell. It'll be this Saturday, high noon out in Indianapolis through Butler. Live video coverage starting at 12. You can listen to us, live audio coverage of the whole game with pregame starting at 11:45 through GoCamels.com. For head coach Mike Minner, I'm Chris Haymeyer saying we'll talk to you next week on This Week in Campbell Football.